Arabia is also in talks with Beijing to do the same thing. Speaking of Saudi Arabia, meanwhile, they are in talks with Iran as well to consider an economic alliance with China and Russia. And they can even be joining the BRIC countries, which is an acronym for these countries here: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. These countries all have emerging economies. So what happens if our economy and the US dollar are no longer the world's dominant currency? Former Assistant Treasury Secretary and host of the Monica Crowley podcast, Monica Crowley, is here to weigh in. Monica, great to see you this morning. Let's start right there. What happens if these emerging economies move away from the US dollar towards the Chinese yuan?
Well, good morning, Will. It's great to be with you. And it's really hard to overstate exactly how catastrophic the abandonment of the U.S. dollar would be as the world's global reserve currency. Look, since the end of World War II, the dollar has been the safe place to go, and it's been backed up by a couple of things. It originally was backed up by gold, but President Nixon took us off the gold standard, so there's no hard asset backing up the dollar anymore for the last 50 years. But also it's been backed up by the strength and economic power of the United States and the fact that oil has always been traded in dollars. If that were to end, that would mean the end of the U.S. dollar. Look, there's a perfect dollar anymore.
That would be the end of the U.S. dollar. Giving all honor and glory to Abba Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Abashiach Barakatai, the Howard for our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the Howard for the men of King David, the household of faith, the third temple that's being built here in the daughter of Babylon, and where we've been scattered in the four quarters of the four winds of the earth. The heart for Yahweh Shai, our Passat, our atonement for our iniquities and our transgressions of the law. The heart for King David, who will rule well under Yahweh Shai in the new Yerushalayim, the new Yasharallah, the new heavens and earth. And the heart for the 144,000, which is the new Yerushalayim, which is the new government body of Yasharallah, and the elect being women in the children of Yasharallah, Barakatai. This is another big service report. A late night. Bear with me. Giving all honor and glory to Yahweh. Shabbat Shah. America is done. USA is done. The dollar is done. The vision is now clear. US dollar is not the standard anymore. I repeat, US dollar, this fiat currency, right? This monopoly money, this Ponzi scheme, because that's all it was, a Ponzi scheme. US dollar, rolled dollar currency is not standard anymore. The dollar will be gone. You see, you through. Babylon is through. And 230 you Hebrew Israelites who trusted and who still entrusted in Esau, Edom, and running with the bags and getting to the bags. Well, 2026 is going to show you why you don't oppose the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You see? Why you should be on Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai's side, and not the side of Esau, Edom, and these heathens. Right? Because as Mashai, as Moses said, who's on Yahweh Shai side, stand on this side. See, if you're not standing as a Hebrew Israelite on the side of Abba Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and standing on Esau, these heathen side, with your Baal worship and your idol worship and your religion and your democracy and your ideology and your education, your degrees, right? You ain't gonna make it. you're not going to make it. Nothing but destruction is coming upon this place. You're looking at super inflation, right? Your burger is going to cost you $45, $50 for one cheeseburger. A pair of shoes going to cost you $300, $400. And I ain't talking about Jordans. We coming into super inflationary times, Yasharala. You ain't never seen the light because it never happened before, right? And through that, they go usher in the digital CBDC, which is the charagma, which is the mark of the beast, up in you and turn you to a cyborg. This is where we at with it, and it's very clear. Let's continue on. Before I continue on, let's bring out a precept right quick. Let's just come out with a precept. It's late night. Let's start off in the book of Habakkuk. Let's go to the book of Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse number 1. I will stand upon my watch. See, that's what a man of David gonna do. A man of Abba Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai gonna stand upon his watch, right? And set me upon the tower and will watch to see what he will say unto me and what I shall answer when I am reproved, you see. And the Elohim, Abba Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, answered me and said, write the vision. See, the vision is clear, Yasharala, Israel. You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans with Indian, Taino, Negro descent by the seed of your father, and what we've been scattered in the four corners of the four winds of the earth amongst every nation, looking like these other nations. You see, the vision is clear now. You ain't gonna have no excuses in the day of judgment, right? And make it plain upon table. We making it plain through the precepts, which is the laws and the prophecy, making it plain upon table, right? That he, see, or she, the Bible is written in the masculinity form, and the Most High, Abba Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, address the men, because the men are the head. May run that read it, you see? For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end, and we at the end of Esau world, we at the end of the end of the end of the end of the end. You see? We're at the end of an age. We at the end of an eon. We at the end of an empire. We at the end of a kingdom. We at the end of a rulership. The end of a crown. The end of a seat. You see? This is what's going on. The dollar is no longer the world currency, with BRICS nations taking over Israel. Do you understand the devastation in that? That's going to bring famine and pestilence to this hoe, to the daughter of Babylon, to USA. That's going to close up everything. I don't think you understand the significance of that. That means your stomach going to touch your back. That's what they telling you, Israel. That's what we warning you, right? It's all prophecy. It's all in the good book. That means your stomach is going to touch your back. That's what it means. And not lie. Though it tear them on Southside, though it feel like it's taking a long time. Because you know our people, they say, I've been hearing that all my life. And ain't nothing happened yet. All my life. But they a damn lie, because Pastor Porkchop ain't been teaching them they Hebrew Israelites all their life. You see, he ain't been teaching you that the so-called white man is Esau, Edom, the devil the Bible speaks of, all life, you see? But there's a lot our people will tell, right? You see? That's what's going on, right, Israel? The Mosai say, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. So the Mosai say, this dollar is through, right? America is buried in debt, which is Ibatya in the Hebrew, meaning thick clay. This plate is buried in trillions and trillions of dollars of debt, and she can't get up from it. Will surely come, it will not tarry. The Most I say in the book of Habakkuk, jump down to number 6, get straight to the point. Shall not all these take up a parable against him? The him is Esau Edom, your lover, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe, mean destruction, to him that increases. See, the so-called white man is that grape gatherer. He been taking everybody resources, right? Natural resources, sending coups, regime change, you see? Dummy governments, that which is not here, that he been robbing for a long time, the Most I say. How long? And to him that laded himself with thick clay. This man is buried in debt. That thick clay is Ibatya. It means debt. D-E-B-T. All caps, Israel. There's no getting out of it. There's no getting out of this one. All right, they gonna come with the CHIP for you. Let's continue.
For the last 50 years, but also it's been backed up by the strength and economic power of the United States and the fact that oil has always been traded in dollars. If that were to end, that would mean the end of the U.S. dollar. Look, there's a perfect storm happening right now, Will.
And it already in. The 50th year went from 1974 to 2024. It already in Israel. They going to 26 now. It is through. You say if it was to, it did it already. It did it already. Now you finna feel the fire, right? 2026. You finna feel it. Michael Jackson, can you feel it, right? You remember the Jackson 5. Can you feel it, right? You finna feel it. Let's continue on.
The world's reserve currency being that, having that status has been a real privilege, but we've abused the privilege by wholly reckless monetary and fiscal policies over many years, certainly over the last couple of years, which has really devalued.
They abuse it. Esau abused it. You so-called blacks can't abuse shit. You don't run nothing. You ain't got nothing to do with the currency. You don't control the banks. We don't control the Federal Reserve. We don't control shit. We can't abuse nothing. We ain't got nothing to do with it, right? Esau buried himself in thick clay, Yasharal. That's what's going on, Israel. I hope you paying attention, right?
The dollar. On top of that, now you do have this perfect storm of Biden's weakness, his war on American domestic energy production, the Ukraine war, and as you point out, because of all of these things, we've got America.
And this is an older clip, I believe, from the end of Biden term. Okay, but it's reference for today. It's relevant. Okay, because that's why you see them pulling away from the currency, the BRICS nation. Okay, you seeing prophecy being fulfilled. This was all prophesied, and you get to see the fulfillment of the prophecy. And we warning you, right? Right? Son of man, right? The Most High made you a watchman, right? Ezekiel 3:17. To the house of Yasharallah. And whether you hear or forbid, it really don't matter, right, Israel? We going to tell you, thus said Abba Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, right? Whether you hear or forbid, it really don't matter. We coming, thus said Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua. What if some did not believe, right? Romans 3:3. It really don't matter because we understand prophecy is going to fulfill itself. You can't do nothing against the truth but for the truth. Remember that. You can't do nothing against it but for it. Just remember that, Yasharallah.
Enemies led by China forming a new economic bloc. And all it would take at this point now, because we're at this pivotal moment, Will, is for Saudi Arabia, who has indicated that they're open to this, to say, you know what, we're going to be open to considering other currencies to trade in oil. If that were to happen, there would be a complete implosion of the global economic system, but certainly the American economic system. And if that were to happen, you'd be looking at sky-high inflation, just raging Weimar Republic kind.
That's when your stomach gonna touch your back. That's when all hell gonna break in these streets. That's when you're gonna have sedition among men. Right there, they're gonna be whoop. There it is. Right. Let's go to the book of 2nd Esdras. Right. Chapter 15. Right. It's gonna be sedition among men. That's all it's gonna do. It's gonna fulfill more prophecy. Right. The Mosai say in the book of 2nd Esdras chapter 15 and verse number 11, but I will bring them with a mighty hand. Let me see, that's what, there you go, let's go, let's see if I want to go up a little bit. That's good right here, 11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand, and them is talking about who? And he stretched out arm and smite Egypt. So the Most High going to bring up the elect, the house of David, with a mighty hand. Right? Because Yahweh Shah is Abba Yahweh right-hand man. Right? And Egypt is America. And the Most High is doing what? Egypt means what? House of bondage, right? When you read Exodus chapter 20, verse 2, house of pain between the rock and the hard place. That's America, right? Captivity. Egypt means captivity, house of bondage. He say he's going to smite America. And Egypt is spiritual Egypt, Revelations 11 and 8. Because the Israelites is in captivity in this second Egypt, with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Elohim Abba Yahweh shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail. See? So nothing they gonna do in America to try to recover this whole, save this whole, heal this whole, because we know Jeremiah say we would have healed Babylon, but she's not healed, forsaken, right? So it's nothing they gonna do. They're gonna give you these 3D meats, these lab food, because the seed won't yield to Cain, and Esau is Cain in the regeneration. When you go into the book of Genesis, chapter 4, right? It won't yield to Cain, because Cain is Esau. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail, you see, through the blasting and hell, and with fearful constellation. Woe to the world, right? Mean destruction. And them that dwell therein, you see? That's what a felon dollar, a dollar that's no good, superinflation, that's what's going to cause here in Egypt, which is USA, right? For the sword meaning destruction, and their destruction draw nigh, you see? It's nigh, it's here. Only evil is come, right? Ezekiel 7 and 3 and 4. It watches for you. And one people shall stand up to fight. This is what it's going to bring. Superinflation is going to bring this against another, and swore, you see, weapons in their hand, for there shall be sedition, and that's what's coming to Babylon, what's coming to Rome. Sedition among men, and invading one another. They should not regard their king, which is their rulers, their politicians, right? The ones who oversee USA, the ones you voted for. Well, they say, the Most High say, you're not going to regard your rulers nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power, and man shall desire to go into a city. This is what a felon dollar, a dollar that's no damn good, a dollar that you can't use no more, is gonna bring in the city, right? A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride, you see, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and man shall be afraid. You see, this is what we walking into. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, with destruction, with weapons, with guns, with sticks, with crowbars, pipes, knives, you name it, shovels, whatever, and spoil their goods, you see? Because whatever house don't have it, they come into your house to get it. Because of the lack of bread, see, because no food, because of that dollar, man, that dollar fall, your ass is grass. And for great tribulation, you see? This is what we coming into. Great tribulation. Remember that. Put that in your mind. Marinate
Of
that.
inflation. If you think inflation is bad now, just wait. But more importantly, we would lose our economic dominance and we would lose our superpower status.
Monica, the world's
So America would lose her world dominance and her superpower status. They would go from a first world country to a fourth world country overnight in 1 hour. From first to fourth. Not third world, but a fourth world. She would go from a first world to a third or fourth world. You see, that's what's going on, Israel. Did Pastor Pochop tell you that lately? Probably not, right? They're not going to pull these precepts out. Let's get to the book of Isaiah to prove that. Isaiah, let's go to Isaiah 47:1. The Most High say, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, which is USA. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldees. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. She's not going to be a first world country. No more superpower. See? That's what the Most High say. Because it's time to sit your ass on the dust, in the dust. See? And the Most High say, come down and sit on the dust. Man, you ain't going to be that super, you ain't going to be that golden cup in your Howard hand any longer. Right? The Most High say she had been a golden cup. A first world country, not no more. Take the millstone and grind meal, uncover thy locks, right? Thy lock make bare thy leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the river. The Most High say, thy nakedness shall be uncovered. See? So America, everybody on earth see her shame now. And it's starting with the men of David prophesying the downfall of this place, revealing his hope. Right? Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yea, you see, thy shame, you see, shall be seen. Everybody see this whole shame. Everybody see this hoe with her skirt lifted up. I will take vengeance, the Most High say, and I will not meet thee as a man. So the Most High say he's not going to meet Esau, Edom, the Edomites, the daughter of Babylon, America, USA, as a man. As for our Redeemer, which is Yahweh Shah Mashiach, the Elohim of hosts, is his name. Not the Christ, not Jesus the Christ, but Yahweh Shah Mashiach, a so-called black man, right? The Holy One of Yasharallah. So the Most High only dealing with Israel, and he's only doing it for his elect, Yasharallah. Right? This place is falling down apart, man. It's going down. Are you hearing this club? Salakia. I don't know what the hell this is. Salakia Yasharallah.
Currency. He said it's a privilege for the United States for the dollar to have been the world's currency. How does that relate to each individual American? How has that changed or impacted or improved our lives throughout the last several decades?
mean, it's given the United States incredible dominance in the world in terms of the economic system and in terms of trade. It's kept prices down. So whether it's energy prices, whether it's your food prices, the entire global economic system is reliant on the safe and secure dollar. But that is no longer true, again, because we've been printing money like crazy and devalued the power of the dollar and the value of the dollar. But on top of it now, again, oil is the critical linchpin of this. If Saudi Arabia decides to join with America's enemies here and start trading oil in different currencies, that is going to undermine the entire global economic system. And here at home, you know what it's going to mean for us? It's going to mean raging inflation, so much worse than anything we have ever experienced, Will. And I'll tell you, they're setting it up so that they can then come to the rescue by introducing central bank digital currencies. If they were to do that, and the United States already has a pilot program, that means the loss of your individual economic freedom, because the government will have total access and control of everything you buy and sell, and the ability to turn it off like that.
See, buy and sell. So they're gonna come with a solution, and the solution is the mark of the beast, not John 3:16, like priest Elder Sabak say. They're gonna track and trace your carbon footprint. Track and trace it, Israel. You get it? This is gonna be the solution to buy, to purchase, to sell, to eat, to do everything you was doing free before the dollar collapsed. And he is Esau Edom. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark. That means everybody on everybody. That means everybody on earth. Everybody. Free and bound to receive a mark, a karak, kwai in the Hebrew. Right? They're gonna put a pale stick, which we know as a syringe, up in you. In their right hand or in their forehead, you see, Neuralink. Elon Musk already ready. They ready. They locked and loaded. And that no man might buy, you see. You ain't gonna better buy. No purchase. You can't make a purchase. It'll be cashless, Israel. It's not that deep, right? Or sell, save he or she that had the mark. Or the name of the beast. Right? Rome 2.0. The beast, Esau is the beast, or the number of his name, you see? You ain't gonna be able to do anything, Yashabala. Anything. That's the solution.
Ominous warning, I hear you, Saudi Arabia is the tipping point. Oil trade.
And that's the solution. Because the dollar is no good. It's no longer the world reserve country. I ain't gonna be that long. I'm about to close out. You get the point. The point been made already. Let's get the book of James up to 5 and verse 1. The Most High said, "Go to now, ye rich men." You see, weep. It's time to weep. It's time to cry, Israel. It's going down, right? We're bringing it clear. We're making it plain upon table. And how for your miseries, see, that shall come upon you. See, let's read that again. Go to now, ye rich men, and how for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches, you see, are corrupted, and your garments moth eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, you see, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last. This is it. That's why I keep saying we at the end of 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 the end. Behold the hire of labor which have reaped down your field, you see. Human, what they say, human, they like that word, human. Now they got AI and robots. You see? Behold the hire of the laborers, start with the Israelites, the slaves, right? Have reaped down your field, which is of you kept back by fraud, you see? 12 tribes. Right? No, they still never gave you 50 acres and a mule. And today that wouldn't be worth nothing but $2,000 probably. And cause this money ain't no good. It's buried in thick clay. It's $trillions in debt. That can do shit for you today. It might be 2 G's. Which shall reap or enter into the ears of the Elohim of the Sabbath. Ye have lived in pleasure. See, the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, these Edomites, they have lived in pleasure. Starting with the banking family on the earth, you see, and been wanting, you see, they've been wanting. Ye have nourished your hearts, which is your mind, as in a day of slaughter, you see. Ye have condemned and killed the just, and the just are the elect of Yasharallah, and he do it not resist you. Right? See, we in the latter time, Israel. We at the end of the end of the end. I'm going to go to Isaiah 24. I'm going to close out. We at the end. I just want to bring it out. Behold, the Elohim maketh the earth empty, you see, and make it a waste, and turn it upside down, and scatter abroad the inhabitants thereof. And it shall be as with the people, so with the priest, as with the servant, so with his master, as with the maid, so with her mistress, as with the buyer, you see, so with the seller, as with the lender, which is the banks, so with the borrower, as with the taker of usury, so with the giver of usury to him. The Most High said the land shall be utterly emptied. And you can see that on the scale right now. America is blank. You don't see no population of people. Everything is closed, emptied the hell up, stored, nothing. Nothing is like what it was 2019 and before. You see? So these prophecies are speaking. They are speaking loud. We hear, you can see it clear. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. You see? I can see all obstacles. You can see what's going on now, Israel. That's why you want to repent as a Hebrew Israelite and turn to Abba Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, or Mashiach Barakah. That's why you want to turn your foot unto the testimonies of the Elohim. Right? It's time to fear Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, Abba Yahweh, right? It's time to fear Israel. What you waiting on? We going Catholic. You hear what they saying. Well, I brought out the precepts. The land shall be utterly emptied, USA, right? And utterly spoiled, for the Elohim has spoken this word. You see, the Most High spoke this word. And he put the word of prophecy in the mouth of his prophets and his servants, his meek servants. The earth mourned and faded away, you see. The world languished and faded away. The haughty people, and we know a haughty spirit before fall, right? Proverbs 16:18. Of the earth do languish, right? The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant, you see. So therefore had the curse devoured. That's why the earth don't want to yield its seeds. And they that dwell there are desolate. You see, therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. That's going to what? World War III, right? That third world, Revelations 11 and 14. See, that's what that's going into, Yasharallah. So the money is through, So it ain't gonna save you. We in the time of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Rat, right? We in the time of Rat, Israel. The Most High said they shall cast their silver in the street, and their gold shall be removed. You see, their silver and their gold, your money, right? Chasing bags. Their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the Rat of the Elohim, right? They shall not satisfy their soul, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity, Yasharallah. So all your money that you've been chasing, it's all vanity. It's not going to save you in the time of judgment. So this dollar is at the end. We're going to go from a first world to a fourth world. What you going to do? What you going to do? Shalom.